7:07.
Jesus, what? Oh yeah, you got some great sleep patterns going on. You must be very healthy.
At the moment, yeah, I'm trying to keep it actually. It's hard for me to maintain this sleep pattern, but 6 days in now, I like it.
What?
It's what's weird. I eat less when I have this sleep pattern. It's weird. I only eat once a day. I don't know why.
How much do you weigh?
Don't know. I haven't weighed myself in a while. Probably like 91 kilos.
What is that? 140 pounds?
200 exactly.
Oh.
91 kilos is 200. 621.
Yeah, 2.6 pounds per kilo.
Yeah. No, I hit 100 kilos before, so I hit 220. And I was like, no, that's it. Too much. I've had it. That's it.
Do you go to the gym? Do you lift weights?
Yeah, I have a home gym. No. Do I use it as much as I should have? No. Is it becoming furniture? Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem with having it at home because it just becomes common. When you go to the gym, it should be a social experience as well.
It's not even just that. It's like I've realized I don't care because like weights don't go out of fashion. Weights don't go out of date. You know, those like that barbell, that squat rack, the dumbbells that would like I was where.
I'm just saying if you're like a full 360-degree person, like you lift weights, you do cardio, you stretch.
I understand. But
you sleep, you eat, you poop.
It's also I walk past this stuff and it becomes furniture, right? And what I mean by that is you don't notice the cracks in the walls. You don't notice the chip in the fucking wood. You know, you walk past and you like.
That's why going to a gym, you're going to a location.
I understand. So the thing that I noticed the most is like what I used to do when I actually went to the gym, like pre-COVID, when we were allowed to. So basically I bought the weights equipment during lockdowns and then I've not used it as much as I should have. But prior to that, what did I do?
You sound like a non-playable character.
That's right. What I do for myself is I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm getting my gym gear together. I'm putting my gym bag together. I'm literally like, I'm slowly like getting myself into that frame of mind. I'm like exciting myself. I'm literally getting like maybe a pre-workout going. I'm getting into the car. I used to, on the way to the gym, I always used to listen to the same playlist. So I'd get like 3 tracks of these first 3 tracks. So this is like, I was like priming myself to then when I hit the gym and I'm there, it's like deeply with intent, with purpose, and I'm going to like crush it. See the room that my gym equipment's in? I walk through it like 20 times a day and I don't even notice it, right? Versus this whole process, I kind of...
It sounds like what you're doing on Clubhouse.
What?
I mean, it's like, you know, you're going into the room and you're completely unaware of what's even in the room.
What are you talking about?
I'm just like, you know...
Yeah, I don't look at my phone on Clubhouse because I'm fucking like this. I'm like using ChatGPT to code. You know what I mean? Like I don't monitor the fucking room.
Yeah, see,
I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, you came off mic. What were you gonna say? I don't give a fuck. I'm operating on my own.
I don't actually do any work anymore other than just record. So I don't know what that's like anymore.
What do you mean?
Work. It's a blessed state to be in when you don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, but too much of anything is a bad thing, including solitude, including ease, right? That you have to be tested and stressed every so often.
I mean, you know, if peace is the goal and joy is the goal, I mean, de-stress.
You've not had some prime piece of ass and fucked her 10 ways from Sunday, and then you end up getting a little bit bored of it.
Well, that's right? The thing.
But if you'd only seen her twice a week instead of like going on vacation and trying to like fuck her 6 times a day, you know, you'd have probably been more excited for a longer period of time. But even too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Yeah, you need. I mean, the thing, yeah, yes, 100%. You need intervals. You have to have intervals.
Yes. Intervals is an interesting way to think about it. I think you have to have these milestones, right? That's why I think like lockdown, like it just, and COVID in general just disappeared because, and maybe this applies to you and maybe even still to agree to me, but like I stopped posting on social media and stuff in like 2016 because of Brexit and the fucking election shit, and haven't really since. In fact, I haven't since, certainly on Instagram or Facebook or that shit. But I used to live like a very Instagrammable life, let's just say, and I hate all that shit. You know, I'm almost like anti-status people that do that shit. Although I did it, and actually, it was a part of my job, and it was like I went to very nice places and whatever. So it just came naturally. But the people who like manufacture this stuff, especially, I fucking despise these people. But my life now, and especially because I work from home, but especially because of lockdown, the world, there was nothing to like break up the repetition of how endlessly these days were the same. Where you literally woke up, you worked from home, you essentially are just going through the motions of doing the same things. And unless you were going on vacation, or you have a birthday or a party, or you're buying some girl, there's a milestone that you can be like, oh yeah, that thing I'm trying to remember it was before that, but after this, right? So you box it in between these milestones. But if every day is the same, so then you have fewer milestones, that time just seems to disappear. You don't remember it as well. So having these little milestone moments is incredibly important. Too much of anything's bad. And you need that variety.
Well, you know, Morel or what Evital or whatever was saying, it's like you guys are just sounding like a bunch of fuckboys. And it's like if you do become a fuckboy and you end up fucking, the problem is after the fucking is done and the dopamine is worn off, you're like, fuck, like you gotta go, baby. Like I can't keep wasting time with you, you know? So if it's not, yeah, I'm just saying that you can exhaust yourself with the hunt. And there's an expression in Arabic, it's called, this isn't how you pronunciate it, but it's ikthir nat galil asad, which means, you'll have to ask Randy, he knows how to pronunciate it. But it's too many bunny hops, not enough hunt. So if you cultivate, concentrate, you know, the result is just so much better. You know, I mean, it's basically you want to get with a 10 and sustain it versus getting with a bunch of independent threes which don't hit the mark and there's no great value in it.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Like just because you can eat McDonald's every day doesn't mean fucking shit. You know, that's not. You want something more than that. But you know, look, this is super taboo to fucking say, but like frankly, you know, I think, you know, man's default state is having, if you could theoretically get one. And a 10 is different to different people, right? But let's say you get your theoretic 10 that you keep. Yeah, like I think there needs to be like an interchangeable 7+ that needs to be like, it's like a mistress basically. Like, because that also then reminds you why you value the 10 so much. So like if you're what the fuck's his name? Christian Grey or something. What's the name? If you're the billionaire, high status, blah blah blah. Yeah, the woman would tolerate that as well. But most of them. So women will tolerate. Like look at how many times in culture you see these things. Even Fatso Tony Soprano, right? His wife knows that he's like fucking right time, but she just turns a blind eye to it. You know, what's the movie? What's the show or movie where he's like, that's the mouth that my wife kisses my children with. In other words, he won't do certain things with his wife that he only does with his mistress or something.
I can't remember the movie. The thing is though, like when I'm at 42, I'm in that, I'm like, I have the feeling that I don't want to be in a relationship ever that drains me. And meaning that like there are certain women out there that will exhaust you. And once they've exhausted you and you've given up, they move on and you're just like totally de-dopamined. So it's like, it's a dance. And if you can't keep up, I don't even think it's about momentum. I think it's just about sustaining the dance.
No, well, exactly, sustaining it. you don't want sprints, right? Look, the things, it's kind of like this introverted extrovert thing, right? To me, do you feel recharged in a group or like individually, right? And the thing to consider is, do you feel recharged when you spend time with this person, or do you feel drained? If you feel drained around them, then you can't sustain that.
Yeah, I've been.
So
Is it physical though? And I mean, because every chick that I've ever been in, like, really in love with, I've been highly attracted to them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it doesn't. You have to have that spark, right, for things to begin anyway, right? Like, but you, I said to someone, let's just say, not long ago, that we don't run out of things to say, we run out of the time to say it. And I didn't mean it to be cheesy or corny or something like, fuck, but it was true. We could talk endlessly, and we don't. I'm not saying I do feel recharged.
Are you talking about Christy?
Yeah.
Because that's a man, mate. That's a Jewish guy sitting in his apartment with his boyfriend.
That's right. No, it's a lovely lady from California.
You really believe that?
No, I'm not talking about Christy. I'm talking about another girl called Elise. Have you met Elise before?
On this app, or is somebody in your
Yes.
real world?
Yeah, on this app.
Oh God, you don't use Bumble or Hinge and like meet people in your neck of the woods. You actually rely on Clubhouse relationships.
Actively hunting, nigga.
Why not?
Because, dude, you're just gonna love this for one of your clips. Like, this is the fucking problem. I mean, I actually want to have a normal conversation with you.
Well, there's only one person watching, so you don't have to worry about getting publicized.
But then it'll be there.
And nobody knows you. Listen, nobody is ever gonna watch my fucking videos.
So no one's ever gonna watch your videos. That's why you're amazing. No, there's like, it's a perfectly.
If I wasn't recording this, I wouldn't even be wasting my fucking time talking to you, though.
That's right. Go jerk off, then, Nick.
What were you gonna say? Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, that's right. No, you can't convince me.
Well, you don't have to be specific. Just
There's a perfectly.
say the generality.
There's a perfect. We can't say it without fucking saying it, nigga. There's a perfectly reasonable explanation or whatever. But I'm not. Dude, again, think of it like this. What have I repeated 3 times tonight? Why would I want McDonald's when I could have, there you go. Let's word it like this. Why would I want to eat McDonald's when I've had the finest steak on the planet?
Because some nights you get drunk and you're hungry at 3 a.m.
But do you want to marry the McDonald's?
No, you just want to have
Right.
it once every year.
So there you go. There you go. You go have that dirty girl that you fucked from the club and you let her lick your arsehole once a year to remind yourself that actually I know
I wouldn't let her lick me arsehole again. She's dead to me.
she's dead to me, right? But it expires after 12 months, so you have to go and renew it.
I don't know. I
So you
mean,
have to remind yourself every year, let's just say, in this example. You have to remind yourself, like, why it is that you don't like something.
so wait, I still don't understand. Like, to me, Bumble and Hinge are like scanning tools, and you're really filtering out all the undesirables.
Look, dude, if you're using, it's a fucking meat market. It's a marketplace, like any other marketplace, right? Like, as you know, one of my things is I work with a lot of people in the automotive space, a lot of my clients. And I've in the process of this, I've been to a lot of marketplaces, let's just call it that. And some of those are the literal auctions, okay? And what I'm saying is I've also been a part of like private invite only, like a Porsche owners club, but it's not. The majority of people own Porsches, but it's not exclusively for that. But it's a car owners club. And there was this running joke almost where there was this classic BMW with like an incredible service history, blah blah blah, extremely well taken care of, always garage kept and stuff. And it sold like 3 times in the club from one owner to the next, and was never like publicly advertised. And each time it got sold, it got like sold faster, and it became like almost like a joke, right? Like a theme with this car that because it's such a well-known entity, right? and because it's always been maintained to the highest standards, and the whole thing's been documented online, and everyone in the club is also aware of blah blah blah. It was like bought sight unseen, and the money was transferred within like fucking 6 hours or something of it being advertised the last time it went up, right? So that actually happened. It was like a joke that almost it seems like the more times it gets sold faster each time, right? And I think of that. That's the equivalent in the dating marketplace. As like, you know, Sally, who's dating Chad, who's the captain of the football team, and she ends up going, I don't know, fucking, maybe not type. She ends up going, she breaks up with Chad, but instantly runs into the arms of, you know, fucking Brad, and Brad's the captain of the lacrosse team or the swim team or the whatever, right? But the point is that she never was available on the open market. The highest value items in the marketplace never reach the open market, right? It's like a pocket listing, the Americans call it, right? So it's an off-market listing that people don't even know is available, right? It's a if you know, you know. It's a among other peers, right? It's a very private and highly selective.
What is your point?
You can make it all the way down, so that's at the tip of the pyramid, right? Then the next level down, you get like whatever it may be. But the lowest level of any marketplace, for example, with cars, is the auction. So cars that get traded in somewhere, and that dealer decides, hey, do you know what? I'm not going to sell this piece of shit that just got traded in. I'm going to push it to the auction and let some other schmuck have it, right? Is the equivalent of the dating apps. The people on the dating apps are the people that couldn't get picked up in any other level of the filter, right? So it's not a pyramid in this case. It's, you know, a filter would usually be like a funnel, right? Like you would look at it in reverse. So the people that make it all the way down to it would be actually a pyramid in this case. They make it all the way down to the bottom level of the pyramid, which is the majority of people, by the way. And they make it to the dating apps. They are the unlovables, the unfuckables, the ones that couldn't get picked up at any other levels. Now, does that mean that good cars don't make it to the auction sometimes? Sure, sometimes good cars make it to the auction. But what happens with good cars is they hit the auction and they sell the first night, and that's it. They hit the market.
Yeah, I get it. But
it's the ones that recurring. What happens, because it starts becoming weird, like dealers or like buyers are superstitious. What starts happening is like, oh, that car didn't sell last week.
I get it, but what about you, the user? What about you, the driver? You still have to engage in the marketplace. I don't understand what.
Okay, so
I understand the analogy.
You're trying to lock one down for long-term ownership should be to not get one from the fucking auction at the bottom level of the pyramid.
Right.
You're trying to secure one from a higher place.
Yeah, I get it.
A church or a fucking gym or a horse riding club or a fucking whatever it is that you're fucking. You shouldn't be trying to, dude. Yeah, recreational use only. Go fuck some girl on the weekend or whatever. Dude, I've literally seen it where a girl I knew broke up with someone. I didn't know that she broke up with someone until I saw her on the fucking dating app. And guess what? She was gone very quickly. I never saw her repeat. She didn't come back on. And then she went straight into the arms.
Okay, so but T-Rubs, this is.
My point is the dating apps are the bottom.
I get the point, but the point also is a lot of girls who take themselves out of the marketplace should actually be in the marketplace, and they think by not being in the marketplace it gives them exclusivity. It doesn't. It doesn't.
No. What I'm saying is that there are other levels in the marketplace that everything's for sale, but there are plenty of higher quality women who don't make it to down the levels to the bottom.
Right, they're brokered off from the beginning by their environment.
Or they're just on Instagram, any social media.
That's true.
With a private
Very good point.
For
Yeah.
a long enough period of time becomes a dating app, right?
Yeah.
LinkedIn,
True.
people have hooked up on LinkedIn and got married. It's just statistically a fact of big numbers. Anything big enough like that, I've seen it numerous times where people slide into the DMs on Instagram or whatever, right? The best girls, she never gets to the fucking dating app.
Yeah.
Because someone's sliding into her DMs on Instagram. So is Instagram one level above the auction and the dating apps? No, I don't. I'm not sure it is. It might be 2 levels above. I haven't thought about it that much. But what I do know is the dating apps are like the auctions. They're the bottom of the fucking barrel.
But it's also, you have to also consider the geographic functionality of it. For, you know, most people want stimulation, they want companionship, they want lovemaking, they want touching. So you're not, when you match with a chick who's an hour away, that's a no-go. If you match with a chick who lives 4 miles away, like, that's a go. So from a male perspective, you know, I think dating apps, you know, are a useful tool.
Sorry, I read a notification and I lost the first half of that. What?
I was just talking about geographic proximity, you know, whether a chick is an hour away or 10 minutes away, like, your love life is primarily geographic.
Dude, there's multiple women on this app from America who have, like, let's just say, opened the door. I'm like, yeah, geographically, that's just the fucking problem. If they live around the fucking corner or across town, you know, I'd have probably been all up in there by now, even if just recreationally. But yeah.
But what do you think about these chicks that have like 1 million followers on Instagram? They're undateable because psychologically,
because they are now in a relationship with their audience.
yeah,
And they get what do women primarily want? They want your time. In other words, your attention, and they get that innate, you know, requirement that they have from their audience. They get that significance. They get that
dopamine.
They
really
need that from you. Yeah, they don't get that from you. They get
Yeah.
So you are disposable. Their audience is. You know, any girl. Listen to me. I've thought about this. Any girl with more than like 1,200 followers on Instagram is possibly undateable.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
facts.
well, yeah, I mean, so then thus,
Like,
what is the
100%,
solution? A
there's
woman,
exceptions to the rules.
what is the solution? A woman who is engaged in spiritual practice? I mean, you know, and that's like, I barely ever seen
You
that.
want the, like, what do they call e-thoughts? You want, like, the Instagram girl's hot sister who, like, is got the good genetics and whatever and the blah, 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 but, like, isn't as caught up in the drama as her sister is. That's what you probably want. So the girl has got like 10 or 20,000 followers, but her sister's got like 1,000. You know, but it's like almost as hot.
But what do you think about also just being like the earth and letting women rotate around you like the sun? Meaning that you're extremely stable and dense and fixed and you're not moving and you're content and satisfied and joyful, and you just let the women rotate around you like satellites.
Well, that was two different things there. But the first point is that, sure, you need to have a rock solid concept of who you are, your identity, and be unmoved, right? And even a woman will shit test you and try to see if she can move you. And what she's hoping for is that you don't move, that you're unyielding, that you call her out on her shit. You know, that's like a recurring theme I've had. It's like they'll come back later and be like,
yeah, but even calling out a woman on her shit implies that you're not really an unmovable object.
I don't mean like calling her out on her shit as in like, hey bitch, get blah blah blah. I mean like, let's say someone said they were gonna do something,
Right.
and then like a week later they're talking to me about blah blah blah. I don't even acknowledge what the fuck they just said. They'd be like, have you done that thing you said you were gonna do? And it'd be like just keeping them on their toes, right? Like showing them like.
Well, a shit test in Judaism is called a Solomon test. And you can Solomon test anyone and pretty much anything. And a shit test is technically to find out if somebody has integrity and virtue, if they're going to do the right thing or say the honest thing. And most women are so impatient. And listen, the problem is everybody literally has a 5-second attention span now. All these dumb poopas, they live in 5-second intervals. You can't expect a successful relationship with somebody who's always living on a 5-second, you know, dopamine fix.
Which is also coming down to the point of it. Anyone with over 1,000 followers means that they use social media a lot. You can't have a fucking relationship with someone if they're in a relationship with social media. You know?
So some women, well, the thing is, like, if you use it,
the social audio thing.
I think it's a big illusion of even business success. If you're not media buying and you listen to this, I took this Indian doctor out on a date the other night, I said she took her staff out on a Christmas party, and I was like, so did you get your staff like gifts? How did you give them a Christmas bonus, an annual reward? She goes, no, I just post on Instagram. The first employee to respond to this post gets a free teeth whitening. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, you treat your fucking employees like bitches.
They're fucking, well, they're Pajeets, bro. They don't believe in Christmas. Like, you know, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, not even that. I'm just what the point is, she called me. She was like, I'll meet up with you today, this evening, if I didn't overdo it on the drinking. She calls me, she's like, how far away are you? How soon can you get here? Meaning, like, how quickly can you fill my dopamine and get me another drink and another meal so I don't have to wait around in suspended animation to see you? See, that's the type of communication where it's like a Solomon test or a shit test. And she just shit tested herself. And she just made herself appear to be like an insincere vacuum. And that's what a lot of these women are. So it's like, if you can't slow it down, I mean, first off, you can't even get upset when an NPC tries to shit test you and they end up shit testing themselves. Like, you can't get angry at anything. And you can't even desire a woman anymore because you know that they're operating on a 5-second dopamine and that they're really just cunts, and they're dating. If they're on Hinge or Bumble, they're already talking to 2,000 people. Why do you think you are fucking special? You can't. That's what I'm saying. You cannot have any expectation, any hope, any desire, because they are technically talking to thousands of people. It's insane. I mean, online dating is broken. It's not broken. It's
why do you think it's broken? There's multiple factors too, but it's like it's not just the least desirable candidates, right, or inventory. It's the least desirable environment to be in. Yeah. So.
Well, I told this chick one time that I was banging. I was like, I would marry you and you could live with me, but I'd have to have access to your phone. She's like, what? That's fucking weird. I was like, you think I would trust you knowing that you have, 15,000 followers on Instagram and you're already a little whore? I was like,
here's a shit test. I don't know what to do with this, but it's like, from a man's point of view, like simultaneously, yeah, I'm as a biological man, yeah, sure, I want to fuck someone. But if I really like her, I actually don't want her to let me fuck her quickly, because if we end up having sex really quickly, it ends up revealing to me that
she's dead to me. She's dead to me.
She's dead to me. She's kind of dead to me. Yeah.
But see,
it's like, okay. It's like if we have our merry way, or I have my merry way, and it's fun, and blah blah blah.
The problem with that theory, though, is if
self-filters them into the like non-marriage category.
I get it, but the problem with that is that's like saying when the iron is hot, do not strike. And then you end up never striking. So if you find yourself in the situation to procreate with a beautiful woman, take that fucking chance to be Captain Stabbing, because she's never going to get on that fucking boat again.
Look, again, there are rules to be like, thrown out the window, in the right moments.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, like, the girl that licked my arsehole is not marriage material, bro. On the first night, you know what I mean? So,
did you have the runs? I'm just saying. How was your constitution?
She just went a little bit too slight, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not into that. But I don't know. Maybe you're into that, bro. I don't know. That's why you're so animated by this shit.
Nah,
maybe you're just jealous that some girl did it and you didn't want to.
Listen, the first time I ever heard that, like, getting your ass eaten out was like a sexual thing, my friend told me, he's like, yeah, man.
Well, Randy loves that shit.
He's like, I fucked that. He's like, I pulled my legs back and she ate my ass out. I was like, what? I was like, what? What?
Dude, I personally, I think it's disgusting. But more so than anything, I enjoy kissing that much. The idea of, like, tasting my own ass is, like, not something I'm...
Yeah. Pretty sure you don't want to taste the shit from your own cheeks.
No. Like, some guys, I know this is, like, I don't know, I don't find this disgusting, right? But there's, like, I remember, this is, like, I was, like, 19 or something, and this guy must have been, like, 17. And he was disgusted that he basically, when I didn't like say anything, I don't know what I said, but I didn't make a point, but he like took from this. He was like, wait a minute, you kiss your girl after she's such a big? I'm like, yeah. You're like, no, would I kiss her after I've blown her mouth? But
yeah, it's like hand on the forehead. No, honey,
like,
go to the
but
bathroom.
this guy was like, oh my god, I could never kiss her. I'm like, bro, you're missing out. Like you're not gonna kiss her when you're gonna like come. Or it's like, oh my god, like just you don't know what you're missing. And then quietly afterwards, so this was like in a group of other people. Quietly afterwards on another day, he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know, because the topic kind of came up again, and it was just fun. But whatever.
Great story, T-Robs. Tell us that one again tomorrow.
I enjoy going back and forth, bro. If she's not sucking your dick in between positions, like you're not living life.
Yeah, sometimes I forget about the blowjob where I'm just like so, immersed in, penetration where you just, and you don't even force it, like because you don't even, want to. I don't know.
No, I'm saying if you're literally switching positions, it's like, okay, well, while you're in motion.
Right. I just sometimes I forget because I'm just going on with the work, and you forget about taking a break. But anyways, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think you're crazy. Have you ever talked to a woman and like she's telling you about her shitty relationship? And you're like, well, I mean, I usually tell women you should get on the dating apps and you shouldn't settle and you should keep communicating with other people until your shit is confirmed or resolved. I mean, there's just so many people out there where they're not even engaging in the dating apps because they kind of probably believe your theory about the shitty marketplace getting pushed down. But the truth is, even at the bottom of the marketplace, there's a lot of women out there that are quality women who come from good families, and they have to use these dating apps to increase their scanning to try to find a suitable partner.
It's maybe more so of a thing in the US where like people move, not just cities, different states, other side of the country for jobs and stuff on a much more, like that doesn't happen as much here. So, if someone is of, let's just say, high value, but they're like transported to the other side of the fucking country.
How many people live in Ireland? Like 12,000?
That's right. So,
I guess you're poor of options. I guess if you've been on Hinge and Bumble in your town, you've seen it all once. There's nothing new.
Do you know what's crazy? Like, do you know one of the other reasons?
What?
Well, this isn't Hinge or Bumble. I have a burner account. Like Randy keeps going on with this FetLife thing, but I'm never going on. Randy was like, "Oh, I'll look up Belfast and blah blah blah." But do you know what I do? I have a blank account where no photo. It's not my real name. It's not my real initials. It's nothing on a fucking burner email.
Mm-hmm.
I have an account on Seeking Arrangement. Do you know what Seeking Arrangement is? The sugar daddy website. Yeah. Bro, it is amazing to me. I have called 2 girls that I know on that. And yes, you better believe they're dead to me. One of them, bro, let me see. I sent this to Christy. Let me see if I can find it.
Imagine running counter surveillance, against your own girlfriend or a chick that you've recently started dating, and like you're having conversations with a fake profile. Yeah.
This girl. Yeah, this isn't her real name, but she's put L Girl 90. 24, female, Belfast, international model back in Ireland, right? Where's the fucking screenshot? Where's the?
I love these weddings where like the groom plays the video of the chick fucking like their best man or something at the wedding. Everybody's like, right? What the fuck?
About me. Hi, I'm Elle. I'm originally from Ireland, but I've been traveling and working as an international model for quite a few years now. By the way, I love this because women are so bad at selling themselves, right? This is also the hilarious bit of this all, right? Reading their bios, because in sales you have to present your seed, not your need, like what you can bring, not what you want to take, right? Like I never talk about the money, about
your seed, not the need.
That's right. But women on all these apps, usually this like, for example, in the sugar baby thing, the tables are turned, right? There's more women on these apps than there are sugar daddies, right? Mm-hmm. So they're like trying to sell themselves. It's like cringeworthy, but hilarious and awesome. Anyway.
Yeah, but that bitch is also on Hinge and Bumble, and the sugar daddy sites and all these FetLife sites are for the biggest losers of them all because there's no girls there. And a lot of the profiles are all just fake bots and scams.
This isn't a fake profile. This is 100% real because this is, I know this girl. Anyway, I'm originally from Ireland, but I've been traveling and working as an international model for quite a few years now. I recently arrived home and plan on making Ireland my base for a little longer. I intend to work between Dublin and Belfast with a few international European destinations every once in a while. Of course, I'm
so stupid.
Flexible, and I'm always up for a spontaneous trip. I've lived all over thanks to my job, from the US to Japan to Australia.
Being an Instagram influencing whore.
Or indecisive. Question mark. I just love all things, quote, new when it comes to new cultures. I love yoga, a little bit of meditation here and there, and running is something that really craves. I've had some very good experiences.
Do you think she used ChatGPT to even write this thing?
Listen, no. This was before ChatGPT. She said, I've had some very good experiences with arrangements in the past. Of course, I have expectations, but I consider myself realistic. I don't mind directness. If anything, I prefer it. In brackets, is it anyone straightforward on the site? Question mark. If you want some sort of online situation, it's not going to happen with me. I'm also not going to meet anyone prior to discussing the details. In brackets, if I wanted mindless small talk following the meeting for a drink, I'd be on Tinder. If you're interested, feel free to drop me a message on here. Kisses. Right? And then the next bit is what she said. I would like to meet a successful, worldly individual who enjoys good food, drink, conversation as much as I do. I will, of course, be a little bit more specific as to what I'm seeking when we private message me. Baseline/expectations and requirements, mutual respect and straightforwardness.
She's got it all fucking covered.
It seems, bro, I know. It seems most people don't actually read this, but I personally do not see the point of private picture option if someone's going to request to view them prior to even saying a word. There's not much to see anyway, just more of my face. Anyway, what was the takeaway from you, me spitting that out?
That she's a fucking hooker, an escort.
Right, I know. She said, I've had some, this is the thing. I was like, oh shit. I've had some very good experiences with arrangements in the past. Bitch, you're 20 what? 24. Yeah. And she's been a sugar baby before.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hell no, that girl's dead to me.
Yeah.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
Right? I actually unfollowed that girl on Instagram.
Oh, good fucking protest there. Don't support your local escorts.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's wild. And Joe was wild as well. This other girl recently, who's like a complete sexual freak. Dude, I kind of nearly even wanted to mess. She had a Nazi flag in her hanging, but she's kind of covering it, but you know exactly what it is, on the wall. I was like, wow. But
could you imagine falling in love with a neo-Nazi?
Besides the tattoos, right? At least I know Tyrone hasn't been there. There are no Tyrones where I live anyway. But the besides her tattoos, like her and besides her literally being a freak even beyond.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write the fucking president of Ireland and tell him that we want a Tyrone exchange program with Northern Ireland. I am gonna fuck your town up and have Tyrone from every major city in America come to your town and fuck your shit up.
You're gonna use the Tyrones like bioweapons. That's right.
Listen, if you know, from like your perspective, I mean, I know you probably don't deal with Tyrones in the real world, but obviously you can just click to the hallway and like listen to Tyrone rooms.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, from like an analysis perspective, like how the hell do people from other countries like listen to that shit? And they're just like, what in the fuck happened?
Prior to Columbus, you know, it's like when you hear certain people like on television or whatever, right? You're like, because like we grew up watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Cosby Show or whatever. Like, we don't know what these people look like, right? Or you know, sound like or whatever. But I used to think like, you know, when it's like late night DJ radio voice coming to you live from blah 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 blah, like whatever. There's personas people lean into, you know, like. Carson was showing me this thing where this black guy he's like a TV journalist or a reporter, and he's like, we tried to contact the mayor at her home, and he's like, but the bitch wasn't there, and I forgot my line, or whatever it was. And anyway, he breaks character, I used to think that, oh, these people on television that I'm watching in America, they're just playing character. That's just a role. And then I'm on Clubhouse and I'm like, oh shit, you're real. Like, there's the stereotypical black guy who has to go, oh shit, or he's like, there's another one that goes, damn, you know, like that's like the Scary Movie. There's always some black guy who's like, damn, you know, like it's just the stereotypical cutout. Like but they're real, and that's why I believe a lot of people are NPCs, right? They don't know how else to respond. That's because that's all they've been programmed by, or the like. Jazzies of the world, you know, like I've seen them on TV, and then holy shit, here I am interacting with one, right? Because they don't exist where I live. You're right? So it was kind of a mind fuck. It's like meeting, like it's like. Dude,
Imagine going into a time machine with a cell phone, being able to get on the internet, opening up Clown House in 1855 in America, going to a plantation saying, hey, I want to show you what's going to happen 200 years from now.
Yeah, but you know what's crazier? I've seen this clip recently of like, it was like a street interview of people like in like fucking 1940 or something, like really long time ago. Dude, they were more well-spoken.
Yeah.
And like almost better educated to a degree than like the average person in the street today. It was shocking.
Oh yeah. If you look at the photos of African Americans like in the 20s and 30s, they were all dressed to the T's. They were all highly organized and they were educated.
When the white man had the thumb on them to make sure they like behaved, they actually behaved. But left to their own devices, you know, they turned to South Africa.
Well, it was still called like there was, I don't know. I mean, today. Listen, I don't know when the downfall really happened, but you know, I mean, even in the 60s with Motown, like that was still innocent, you know. I guess hip hop is what really destroyed the Diddy and Jay-Z destroyed the culture.
Nah, it was before then. But like stuff by like the Temptations,
maybe,
or fucking the Four Tops, or like, you know, I don't know. All this stuff is like it's eternal. It's like timeless.
Yeah, it's some of the best music ever made. So that's the thing about Tyrone today.
Dude,
you're like,
but Joe, actually, maybe you're right. You know, like listen to what the fuck was it? The Sugar Hill Gang, right?
Yeah.
That's like a 9-minute long song, right? Rapper's Delight, 7 minutes, whatever it is. There's not a single goddamn swear word in it, but he's talking about stealing your girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet it was so innocent, right? Like it must have been like I don't know, it was the 80s. So you can literally have like a rap song. It's literally called Rapper's Delight, but yet I don't think there's a single swear. There's not a single swear word in it. I don't think.
Listen, there are YouTube channels here in Chicago of the ghetto and of gangbangers, and they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They flash their guns, they listen to drill music, and they actually go out and carry out assassinations and hits, and it's on YouTube. And Google doesn't even delete it. There's no censorship of what's going on. It's like
what you hear is not a test. I'm running to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I want the mic, and I'd like to say, like, listen how fucking innocent this is, right? It's like to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang to the boogie, say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock, you don't stop, rock the riddle, make your body rock. Yeah. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. Next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song. Like, this is like Nickelodeon shit, right? This is like, come on, Hank, sing that song. You know, like, but this was a rap. This was rap. This was like mainstream culture. And like the worst he says about is like his friend's mom's food is terrible. Like, I don't know. There's different worlds, but then you have to ask, as Ice Cube did, who pushed the change? Who pushed NWA?
I mean, it was the willpower. I mean, I know you're fucking going with the J word here, but the point.
That's right.
The point is the willpower of the musicians.
Have you never seen that interview with Ice Cube and Tucker Carlson?
No, I haven't seen that.
And then it's the same people that own the record labels that own the private prisons.
Fucking private.
So it's facts, bro.
I know, but the private prison. Oh, the private prisons, or are you talking about public prison corporations?
No, privately owned prisons. No, I don't mean some guy's underground dungeon. I mean that the prisons are a for-profit corporation.
Right.
They lobby Congress.
Yeah.
Like they're not.
I know. You can buy stocks in 2 of the biggest publicly traded prison corporations.
Like that's insane. That's like asking Gavin Newsom, like to fucking solve homelessness. And the more homeless people they are, the more money they get. Yeah, it's just gonna expand. The incentives are all wrong. Listen,
I'm lucky that I have nothing. There's people that have less than nothing. I mean, it's just.
You've got more time than anyone.
I know, but the point is, like, I'm not.
Say you're frankly, besides this app, you're rich in solitude. Like you've got it all, bro.
I'm content, but like I'm financially fucked because I have this judgment for $300,000 outstanding for my former house.
Fucking put what money you have in Bitcoin and fucking spin on it.
Well, they'll just fucking send the judgment order to Bitcoin. Fucking Coinbase will send them my fucking money.
Incorrect. Well, that's why you don't fucking have it on fucking an exchange, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Cold
wallet storage. Anyways, listen, I'm gonna go. I'm going to bed. So God bless and take care. I know you don't. I know you don't sleep anymore. You don't even work out, and your fucking workout equipment is just gathering dust.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Do you know what's even worse? It's become like, what do you call it in America? We call it something different, but like it's like a clothes rack. It now like. I end up like fucking hanging clothes and shit on it sometimes, and I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck? I spent thousands on all this shit.
Yeah.
Here I am, like.
I don't know. I spend $20 a month on my gym membership, and it is the best $20 that you can possibly spend. There's nothing more important than exercising. Because.
No, I definitely think the move is like this. A few things about it, and you get off, but like the move is definitely it's both. It's a hybrid of both. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah, you use your shit at home as a supplementary or pre-workout. You get your pump on before you even go to the gym.
Yeah, it's both. It's not one or the other. That's the move.
Well, I mean.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. God bless.
Take care.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.